It's two dudes with attitudes, a wrestling podcast with Ryan Enjoys Wrestling and MWO, and this is our WWE. I can't do that anymore
I
because
know
they're
we
all
missed those guys.
fired, or
Yeah,
they left, or they
yeah.
quit, or
Now
they
it's gonna be
didn't
their
resign, or they took half a page.
AEW.
W edition. Anyway, this is our WWE edition. We're going to talk all things Raw and NXT because we already talked about Backlash. So if you saw it, go back and watch that. If you have not seen it yet, it's good. We break it all down. But we're going to talk Raw and NXT, and it was pretty good after Backlash episodes, I think, right? Some stuff happened.
Yeah, it was a solid show.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into it. That's it. Mr. No Speak all of a sudden. Let's hit it.
Yeah,
Let's go. Let's get into it.
To be fair,
it was solid, sir.
Yeah, it's like that Major League guy of Major League 2.
Oh, yes.
Take over, Monty. I'm in the bag. Fly ball caught. That's all he's got. Yeah. That broadcasting school has really paid off.
I love that. Oh, man. All right, we got to stop distracting.
Yeah, sorry.
Two dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the two dudes and the attitudes, ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. The 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E. The two dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on, time to lock in. Listen to the podcast where they get it poppin'.
Man, with all of our movie and random shows, we were talking about the Mighty Ducks before we jumped on. Maybe we need to do a podcast of just random media or random television and movie.
Yeah.
Just talk about random
movies
stuff every week. Yeah.
We should talk 90s stuff. Just stuff from the 90s.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I was definitely alive then. All right, but let's get into it. We're going to start with Monday Night Raw because we always start with, ooh, baby, I like it raw. And something I would like to do raw, speaking of, is Sol Ruca. So, Sol Ruca last week came out, Ryan, and she signed a contract. And she went straight to the big top, and she's challenged one Becky Lynch. She had a match before. She won. She's ready for the Intercontinental Championship, baby. And what better way to earn a title shot? You heard me. What better way? Better way to earn a title shot than to lose to Iyo Sky. And that is what Sol Ruca did. Iyo Sky said goodbye to Asuka, which we can break down as well, because what the hell is Asuka doing? But nonetheless, Ryan, what are we doing here? This is like if AEW brought back Brian Cage and he was the toughest he had ever been, and then you have him lose in his opening match. Like, it would never happen, right? That would be like the stupidest shit you could ever do, right? Because why would you do that? But yet, here's Sol Ruca losing to Iyo Sky after challenging Becky Lynch for the IC title. What say you? Am I out of my lane on this? Like,
yeah. I think the WWE should have kept them apart. Like, you could have told the story you're telling with Sol Ruca with somebody else, Raquel Rodriguez, Natty Neidhart, anybody, and anybody. But because you both women were in a lose-lose situation. You can't. Sol Ruca's going after Becky Lynch and the Women's IC Championship. Let's not forget, in her debut match on Monday Night Raw, she went after Liv Morgan, the Raw Women's Champion, the Women's World Champion on Monday Night Raw. So now, but Iyo Sky just had a big win at Backlash against Asuka, so you couldn't have her lose either. So I don't understand why the WWE's booking team put these women in a match against each other in the first place. Why not have Iyo Sky wrestle somebody else and advance her story that way, and then have Sol Ruca beat somebody to make her look strong going into her inevitable match with Becky Lynch, whenever that might be, probably the next PLE if I had to guess, Clash in Italy or Saturday Night Main Event, whenever they're doing it.
Yeah.
But either way, like, I feel like they were in a damned if they do, damned if they don't spot by putting these two women together, and I don't think they should have done that at all.
Or just have Becky Lynch come out and interfere and make it a disqualification.
Yeah, but you had Iyo Sky win clean.
Yeah, and then you had afterwards, Iyo Sky said goodbye to Asuka, hugged her. Asuka takes her bags and leaves. I don't know what's going on. You can speculate. Rumor has it she has family issues. She's not retiring. That's supposedly not even close, but She's not being fired. That's not happening.
Yeah.
She's not going to AEW. Stop with that shit. But nonetheless, and then you had Becky Lynch come to Sol Ruca and say, you think you can challenge me and you can't even beat Iyo Jannetty? So then she brought Iyo Sky down and compared her to Marty Jannetty, which in pro wrestling, sorry, Marty Jannetty, I love you because I'm a Rockers fan, being the biggest Shawn Michaels fan, but that's the biggest diss that you could be called in WWE. It just is what it is. Someone putting Jannetty is worse than putting Hogan at the end of your name. So I didn't get that either because then she downgraded Iyo Sky to begin with. So it doesn't even look like a person you should lose to. Or once again, am I off base with that? I don't know. I'm like, so I was confused by it all. Like what, like,
and didn't Becky Lynch beat Iyo Sky like just a few weeks ago?
Yeah, she bragged about it.
Yeah. So why not like keep Sol Ruca going down the same trajectory? Like she beat Iyo, you beat Iyo Sky, I beat Iyo Sky. You going after the women's the IC champion? I'm going after the IC. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get what they're doing.
Bad booking, but nonetheless, let's let it play out. And something that people probably should let. Right? Well, something that people should let play out, and that's the Oba Femi Open Challenge. I said right away that Oba needs to beat Brock. He then needs to destroy people over and over. I didn't say an open challenge. I just said he needs to destroy everybody. And then he needs to beat Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. And Oba beat Brock. And Oba and Roman both basically said, let's do this. Then Roman said, I'm going to end my run in SummerSlam, which is setting up everything. And now Oba has an open challenge where he's beating people up, and the world is pissed off, Ryan. Why? Why are they pissed off, Ryan? Explain to me why this open challenge is not working. Because I know that they forced the tag team literally to wrestle them, which was kind of weird. Like, do you really agree to a match if you're being forced to the match? Like, can I just like grab a guy and be like, let's get in the octagon, we're fighting?
Yeah.
And like official, and I just start pummeling them, and it's like, I don't want this. That was kind of weird that the ref was like, all right, 2-1-1, and the guys are like, no mas, and they just got their ass kicked. I didn't get that, but nonetheless, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't mind the Oba Femi Open Challenge, but I don't like the execution behind the Oba Femi Open Challenge so far. I don't think, him having to go out and get a tag team to come out there and force them. Adam Pearce coming out and being like, hey, so nobody has accepted the challenge, and so therefore it's official that this Oba Femi challenge for tonight is officially canceled. Like, that's stupid. Like, don't do that. Keep this thing, keep it simple. You know, what's the difference between him forcing a tag team to come out there and having the tag team go? They were going to get their ass kicked either way. So
just have them come out, right?
Just have them come out, have it be a normal thing. But I do think he needs to stop going after tag teams because there are hardly any in the WWE.
Yes.
And I do think we need to start seeing some bigger names in the Oba Femi Open Challenge just to make it feel a little bit more legitimate. Right now, he's gone after Alpha Academy, which, like, okay, big deal. And then Los Garza, which, again, no disrespect to them, but that's not a big deal. I think we need to start seeing the names of like Sheamus answer the Oba Femi Open Challenge, and Oba Femi easily beats him. But Sheamus kind of puts up a little bit of a fight. I think we need to see, somebody like Braun Strowman come back for one night and challenge Oba Femi. Omos challenges Oba. Like we start getting like bigger and bigger names, literally bigger names, but also figuratively bigger names that are a little bit bigger than some of the current tag teams that we have. That way it makes it feel a little bit more legit, and you never know. It makes it feel more like a surprise too. Like you don't know who's going to show up for this thing, and it kind of gives you something to look forward to. But right now, like him going after tag teams and just the overall execution behind it, I'm not really feeling, but I am digging the Oba Femi Open Challenge. I think it's a smart way to keep him consistent, keep him on the roster, and keep him dominant and keep him looking strong. But I do think he needs to start looking dominant over a little bit bigger names.
Yeah, I Look at, I think he is going to start. It's just like Goldberg, right? Goldberg was beating cans, then
Yeah.
eventually started beating like C-level fighters, then B-level wrestlers, and then he started beating a couple guys with names, and then he fought Hogan, right, and won the title. I think they're doing the same thing here. I think he's going to beat cans. He'll start upping it up a little bit, and then he's going to do the King of the Ring, and he'll have to face real competitors, and he's going to win, and then face Roman. I think they're doing this perfectly. I think people just have zero patience anymore unless it's for Darby Allin.
It's only been 2
and
weeks.
I think we just, he's had 3 open challenges. People are like, what are we doing here? Like, he went from jobbers to beating 2 jobbers at a time. So next is going to be a little bit more of a competitor, right? You can't just feed him to everybody. You know, I can see him beating El Grande. Maybe he's going to beat Chad Gable. You know what I mean?
He's coming back June 1st. Yeah.
Rumor has it. I heard it's fake, but yeah, nonetheless, either way, it is what it is. But I think Oba's doing great. And I think people are saying it's we had our boy Phil say it failed. I don't know how it could be failed. The crowd is uber over for him. They're doing the walk still. They're cheering him out the wazoo. He does his little pose at the end. Even after this match, they loved it. So stop. Nothing has failed.
No, not at all.
No. All right. Let's get into it. We got to talk about that ending, bro. And I'll let you do it. Jacob Fatu, Usos, Roman. What happened, Ryan? Let us have it.
Yeah, I mean, all night long, we saw Jimmy and Jay talking backstage. We saw Jimmy talking to Roman Reigns in the locker room together, and Jimmy was trying to talk some sense into Roman, like, hey, because it was supposed to be the acknowledgement ceremony. Like, this is the time where Jacob Fatu is going to acknowledge Roman Reigns, and we were going to witness it all before him. And Jimmy was just like, dude, you need to let this go. Like, you saw what happened. He's a different breed. He's a different animal. You saw what happened after Backlash. Just let this go. And Roman refused. He refused to let it go. And then Jay was there when Jacob showed up to like try to talk some sense into him. Jacob wasn't having it, and he beat the snot out of Jay. And then he went to the ring and he beat the snot out of Roman, and it was beautiful. He did the tongue and death grip on Roman a few times. Roman got some offense in. Roman looked strong. But Jacob Fatu ultimately stood tall at the end, putting Roman through a table. Roman had a nasty gash on his elbow because of it. And Jacob Fatu ends Monday Night Raw licking, yes, you heard me right, licking the World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, yes, sir.
And I bet that gold tasted so sweet. But yeah, it was a great moment. It was cool. And I think Jacob Fatu is here. And again, what we saw at Backlash made Jacob Fatu, and I think this made him even stronger with this beatdown on Monday Night Raw. So it was great from beginning to end. All of it was really good, and obviously we're getting a rematch at some point, probably Clash in Paris or maybe even Saturday night's main event between Roman and Jacob, and maybe Jacob Fatu takes the title off.
I'm going to go with Saturday night's main event more than Clash. I think it could happen at Clash, but supposedly Roman doesn't want to be traveling, so I can see it happening at Saturday night's main event, and they're already stacking that. But yeah, look at the Bloodline story is living on, bruh. It is continuing to go, and this is something they haven't done before. They constantly find a way. Solo, when he joined, he was never that dominant. He wasn't someone who was a threat to Roman. Jay, when he was going against him, he wasn't a threat. Sami Zayn, when he went up against him, he wasn't a threat. These people in the Bloodline who would go against Roman were never a threat. This is the first threat to Roman, to where it feels like Roman could lose. It feels like, dude, Roman, what are you going to do to defeat Jacob Fatu? You had to use a turnbuckle, exposed turnbuckle. What are you going to do now? Because the best part about it was that Jay was trying to literally beg him not to, and he got his ass kicked in Gorilla right in front of Triple H. Then he came to the ramp, and Jimmy was like, hey, I got this. And he got laid out in the ramp. And then Jacob whooped their asses, made out with the belt, and licked it like it was his wife's punani. And then he left the ring.
And he went back for more.
And then the Usos appeared somehow, and they're trying to lift Roman up, and he straight Umaga splashed their asses through the barricade and walked out a G. Not only did he kick Roman Reigns' ass, he kicked this is the longest tenured tag team champions of all damn time, and they couldn't take out Jacob Fatu with the help of the greatest, longest reigning world champion of all time. That's how you make a star. And yes, he's going to lose to Roman, but it doesn't matter, because I think that is when the Who Attacked Jacob Fatu was going to come out. I think this was just to build him up even more. So, bravo. Triple H, who can't cook, who's not cinema. Seems like he's doing pretty good right now.
Well, that's TKO. TKO's running the show. That's TKO. That's not Triple H. Like, shut up.
I forgot Ari Manuel is deciding the.
Yeah, he's the one that's doing this. Yeah, Mark Shapiro is the one that is booking. Mark Shapiro couldn't even pick Jacob Fatu out of a lineup. Like he wouldn't.
No, he could barely pick Roman out of a lineup. If you put Roman with other Samoans, he's like, oh shit, I don't know.
Yeah, like. Ari Emanuel doesn't know. He doesn't know who Joe Hendry is. You know, he doesn't know what this Logan Paul song is. Like, no. He's not watching this stuff. Come on. Stop with that.
No, not at all. And it's so funny. The two people he could pick out, you ready? The Rock and Logan Paul. He could not pick out anybody else. The end.
I think he could pick out Cody Rhodes just by the haircut.
Oh,
is that the guy with the neck tattoo and the yellow hair? Okay, yeah.
I don't even think he could pick out Roman. I truly don't. I think if you put Roman, The Rock, Jey Uso, and Jacob Fatu, he'd be like, yo, this is too many color people. I guarantee you could not pick them out. Not at all.
Your release.
They're like, stop.
Yeah, he's already dead.
He's already dead, right? All right, well, let's get into NXT, baby. NXT we're going to talk about two debuts here. And let's talk first about Naruko, who was originally evil. And he said, I'm Naruko and I'm evil. And I like that. He had a pretty good debut, man, for a guy who's 75 years old, who's dating Asuka. Did you ever confirm who he's dating? It's got to be Asuka, right?
I think so.
Is it Iyo Sky? Nah, man.
I mean, look it up.
Producer. Do some damn research.
I'm looking it up.
Do your job for once. But he had a fantastic NXT debut. He dominated. He looked strong. I mean, and the funny part is that all these people are like, how dare they put evil in NXT? It's so disrespectful. And then they found out that he's the one who said, bro, I got to learn the WWE style. New Japan Pro Wrestling is different than WWE. Just as it's more of an AEW style, right? Where you can kind of translate and fit in. WWE tell a different kind of story. The pace is different. You got to get used to it. I think it's awesome. And I had more respect for him at the fact that he's a legend in the sport in Japan, and he wanted to go to NXT because, hey, the people don't know who I am, and I got to kind of fit the style. Props to him for understanding the business that all the people who are clowning don't understand. So who's he dating?
Yeah. He is engaged to Iyo Sky.
So, so the girl who's still, so what? Yeah.
But,
so there you go.
We got to talk about this for a minute. He's engaged to her. He's been engaged to her since 2021. Marry her, dude. Like, it's been 5 years. Like, what are you waiting on? Like, if you've seen that movie, the 5-year engagement or whatever? Like, this is I didn't know it was based on a true story on Iyo Sky and Naruka. Yeah. Like, it's the American version of it. But no, you got to marry her, man. It's been 5 years. You've been engaged.
Put a ring on it, bro, from the two dudes. Let's go.
He's got Trust one. Me, I've seen another one. Yeah.
You look old AF, homie. You ain't doing better than Iyo Sky. So get on that damn knee and put a ring on it. And it makes sense that he wanted to come to the WWE. Why would he go to AEW? You want to work with your partner. So look it worked perfect. As soon as Aleister Black came over and started working with Selena Vega, look how long that lasted. It was phenomenal.
Yeah. Where are they
All right, go ahead. What do you think about the debut?
Scarlett? Yeah. Worked beautifully.
Okay, here's my question for you, right? Naruko is probably going to be an NXT champion at some point, right? Can he survive in WWE? That's my thing.
Yeah,
did he go to NXT to learn the craft, or did he go to NXT because he was like, I don't want to get buried in WWE? Like, look at Shinsuke.
We've seen Shinsuke, who, like, I'm surprised he wasn't on the list of releases that have been floating around. I think Triple H handles the Japanese women much better than he does the men. Although he hasn't really done Julia very many favors on the main roster either, with her constant, winning the U.S. title and then never defending it and then losing it randomly. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's better suited in NXT for the foreseeable future. And plus, NXT needs people because they just called up their entire freaking roster.
Literally.
So they need people, and I think he's perfect right where he is in NXT. Whether he's learning the craft or or just trying to stay afloat in WWE, either one, I think it's smart.
I fully agree. I fully agree. And we had another person make a debut. Are you ready? It's John Cena's favorite wrestler. And that's not me making a joke like I do with you. Literally, John Cena constantly posts about this guy. Producer, I don't want to put you on the spot if you know where he's from originally, but his new name is Mason Ruca. He is a big old chubby little white dude who likes to party and throw up the yin yang Hawaiian signs after he's done. And he basically came inside his contract. Tony D, by the way, Tony D, is he like the buffest he's ever been? The dude's looking like a freaking beast, man. Tony D is that dude. I've been saying since day one that he should be the NXT World Champion. He finally is the NXT World Champion. And he even got taken out by Mason Ruca. Mason Ruca can do flippity doodads off the ropes. He wrestles like he's Darby Allin, but he looks like he's, Earthquake from the WWE 90s. But nonetheless, I don't judge people by their bodies. I mean, I do think his face, he looks like he's like 12 years old. He doesn't look like a guy who I'd be afraid of. But I like the way they're pushing him, man. He's that dude. His debut was awesome when he appeared. He did a flip and laid out freaking the champion, Tony D. Obviously, what I'm worried about, though, is that Tony D ain't losing, bro. So are we really going to have this Mason Ruca guy get pushed and then lose to Tony D? But nonetheless, what say you? And I'm assuming you found out where he's from.
Yeah. So apparently he is from England. He's 29 years old. He's wrestled on the British independent circuit, including Rev Pro and Progress Wrestling and Pro Wrestling Noah as well. So some of the top wrestling promotions, independent wrestling promotions out there. So he's got a pretty strong cult following. I don't really know how John Cena got a hold of him. Like I was looking at his Wikipedia page. I don't see like the connection. Like he was never trained by John Cena. He was never in the performance center, so I don't really know. Maybe John Cena is just a fan of wrestling and he discovered him on social media. Yeah, which is very, very likely the case.
Did he get him the job on NXT? Did he like see him and find him and then say, hey, Sean, sign this guy? Because like, once again, I'm not going off his appearance. He doesn't look like he can beat people up, but neither does Darby Allin. So, but I do think, right?
I think John Cena's endorsement of he's big and he's bad and he'll body slam your dad goes a long way. The fans clearly knew about it because they were chanting it on NXT television. So they're
who better to put you over, bro?
yeah, and everyone loves John Cena right now. So I think it whatever they did, however they figured it out, I think they've done a good job with him. And I think they need wrestlers of his size and his stature and his caliber because again everyone's on the main roster now. So I think he's a good placeholder in NXT. But like I'm a little worried about this booking with him and Tony D'Angelo because, like you said, I don't think Tony D'Angelo is losing anytime soon.
No,
unless they make him a transitional champion, but I don't think that'll do him any favors either. So yeah, like I don't understand the hype of building this guy up just to have him lose, immediately. But maybe somebody interferes, maybe somebody else debuts and costs him the match and stuff. So I think we got to wait it out. But either way, I do like what they're doing so far. I feel like their NXT, their roster was really depleted, and I feel like they've done a really good job of reloading it.
Well, and it was the perfect time to be depleted too, because Tony D's that dude. Like he got in way better shape. He dropped the stupid Sopranos character, and now he's just that guy. He's just that big of a deal. And now they're bringing in all these other guys. It's just, I think it's a really, really good time to be in NXT. So, yeah. All right. Well, there it is. NXT Raw review. If you didn't see Backlash, you can go check out a past episode. We did all the review on that.
Backlash.
Backlash. Now it's time for everybody's favorite segment of the week, and that is LVD and MVD, where we choose the least valuable and most valuable dude or dudette of the week. Doesn't mean we hate or love you, just means you were the worst or best booked. This week's gonna freaking destroy me, but I'll let you go first, Ryan. Who do you got? Who's your LVD of the week?
This one hurts me a lot more than it hurts you, because this one is my doppelganger, and it's Sami Zayn. Is my LVD. Because I feel like the mighty have fallen with Sami Zayn. You know, this guy was a WrestleMania main eventer. This guy was the heart and soul of the bloodline for he's the reason that like Usi was a thing, and he's the reason that some of those bloodline segments were so funny and so top notch. You know, a lot of that was because of Sami Zayn and his comedic timing and everything. Then he was a WrestleMania main eventer with Kevin Owens, and he got to wrestle Roman Reigns at Elimination Chamber, and then he was going after the Vision when he was on Raw, and he was like, I'm going to go win the World Heavyweight Championship, and then I'm going to stop at nothing. Then he gets sent to SmackDown and goes immediately, instead of competing for the world title, he goes after the US title, which he said his goal was to win the world title. And then he goes for the US title. He wins it. Then he drops it to Trick Williams. Then he loses at WrestleMania. And now he lost at Backlash. And now he's doing this stupid stuff with the gingerbread man. And he's gone from, main event.
Rest in peace, dog. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, sure. But like the AI stuff, like we don't need to get into all that. But like I don't know. I just feel like, and then like the gingerbread man rises from the dead, like he's the Undertaker coming up from the casket, and it's Little Yachty, and he attacks Sami Zayn. I just like, what are we doing? Sami Zayn, like that's an R-Truth segment. That's a Danhausen segment with the gingerbread man, not a Sami Zayn segment. Sami Zayn is so much better than what they're giving him right now. And I hope that your theory is true that you said in our Backlash review that Sami Zayn goes after Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Championship. And I really hope that that's what they do, or that he costs Gunther, or he helps Gunther beat Cody, and then turning heel in the process. I hope that that's what they do, and then we get a Cody Rhodes Sami Zayn feud. I hope that's what they do. I don't have the highest of hopes, but I do hope that that is what they do, and I think that'll really help his character. But right now, Sami Zayn is my LVD of the week.
So I'll give it to you because of right now, because we don't know if it's, if they're gonna go the route that I think they're gonna go, like you said. So I'll accept it. Because he does look weak at the moment, and even that funeral was kind of weak too. Even though we didn't talk about SmackDown in our segment, but all that was kind of womp too.
And like R-Truth,
then he got
being
duped
like, I
in
see
a
the
little
family
yada,
resemblance.
Yeah.
All of it. Yeah.
All right. Well, mine pains you, I guess, more than it pains you. But my future wife is who I'm going with for my LVD, and that's one Sol Ruca. She made her debut last week by trying to attack one Becky Lynch and botched, which I hate that word, her Soul Snatcher, then did it again, and then Becky Lynch didn't have the timing and it looked weak. Then they followed that up with her missing a Soul Snatcher, which then everybody thought she botched it again, but Iyo Sky like duped her into messing it up. So now we're going with the botch angle that she can't do the Soul Snatcher, I'm assuming. I don't know. But the fact that she is challenging Becky, signed it, like, did Carmelo lose like his first match from NXT? Did Trick Williams? Did Oba Femi? Like, I count Sol Ruca in the level of all of them. I don't see the difference between Sol Ruca and Oba when it comes to the levels of where they are in their division, respectfully. Is she a beast like him? No, but she's that girl. She could be the champion if she wanted. I could see her beating Rhea Ripley. I don't see that as far-fetched. She's that girl. She is the Will Ospreay of the women's division. She's that damn good. So why are we having her lose to Iyo Sky? I don't know. See, and then she got called Iyo Janetti right afterwards. I get that we're telling a story, but what story? Why are we telling a story where she can't win? Let's tell a story where she can't lose. I don't know. To me, that puts her on the LVD, and it kills me because I'm the biggest Sol Ruca fan in the world. So bums me out.
Yeah, I agree. It's a very it's a good pick. They're not doing Sol Ruca any favors right now.
No, not at all. All right, let's end it. The MVD. We'd like to end all of our shows on a positive. Who is your MVD of the week?
I'm going to give it to one Jacob Fatu. Even in a losing effort at Backlash, he stood tall with the beatdown of Roman Reigns. And then 2 nights later on Monday Night Raw, he beat down Jimmy Uso. He beat down Jey Uso. He beat down security. He beat down everybody that was in his sights. And then he beat down Roman Reigns once again, licking the title as the show goes off the air. This guy he's a star. He is him, and Roman Reigns is doing his part of making him look top notch. And these last 2 months for Jacob have done wonders for his WWE run. And I know Roman's, he gets a lot of credit for that, but Jacob deserves his flowers too for his look, his ability, his just everything that he does, his toughness, all of it. Jacob Fatu is hands down the MVD this week.
Easiest choice we've ever had. He has to be, right? He has to be. He
Second
lost
week in a row.
Roman, but then he stood tall, and then he completely took out the Usos and Roman to stand tall on Raw, and he licked the title. He licked it.
Yeah,
he didn't do a fakie. He straight started at the bottom. He started at the butt and licked all the way up.
It was
all
like
the way up
Edge
to the
and Lita sex celebration up in there.
I had to close my own eyes. I was like, damn, I can't watch this. This is a little too much for me. I didn't know this was WWEHub.com. I had to close my dang eyes. It was wild. But nonetheless, Jacob Fatu, you the man. You did your thing. MVD of the week for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right.
You can. So there it is, our WWE edition. So thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, our WWE Wolfpack fans, Bloodline members, whatever you want to call yourselves, we did our Backlash review. Go check it out if you have not checked it out yet. And all of you who love pro wrestling and love AEW and are wondering why we haven't posted yet, we're going to get back on the AEW tip as well a week before Double or Nothing, and we will continue on after that. So tune into those. As always, if you like listening to me yap, I'm almost at 18,000 on TikTok, just past 5,000 on Instagram. I want to get to 30 and 10, so help a brother out and follow me at my_wrestling_opinion. And with me, as always, is
Ryan. Enjoys wrestling on all your social media platforms, so go follow me over there. Go listen to us on anywhere you get your podcast from. Our social handles are 2dudespc on X, 2dudes with attitudes, or 2dudes_ with attitudes on Twitch, 2dudes with attitudes podcast on Instagram, 2dudes with attitudes right here on YouTube, and 2dudes with attitudes on TikTok. Go listen to us on all the audio platforms as well, because we're in the top 10% of all listened to wrestling podcasts, and we want to get into that top 5%, the top 1%. The way to do that is by subscribing, leaving 5-star ratings and reviews, listening to us, following us, doing all that jazz. And telling everyone about your favorite 2 dudes on the internet. And as always, we appreciate everyone's love and support. Help us get over the hump and help us continue climbing up the ranks this year and beyond.
I agree. 2 dudes, Wolfpack. We out.
2 dudes with attitudes. Let's go. It's the 2 dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking. So let's do this. We're riding, didn't they here to get your attention? A 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all Lee, the 2 dudes with the attitudes to bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on time to